Are we actually alive? We never really know. I mean, it's possible. There we go. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. What's up, Jerome's halftime show? We're trying this out for the preseason. We may carry it over to the regular season. We're going to do a pregame, a halftime, as well as a quick postgame show, just reacting to what the hell just went on in that football game. So the Vikings haven't put up any touchdowns on the board. Kellen Mond just took a knee there, and we still don't have any clarity in the Sean Mannion versus Kellen Mond debate, where Kellen Mond, man, he had that opportunity where he was on 3rd and 4. He was scrambling around, Fran Tarkenton style. If he had just found one of his 17 wide open receivers, he would have done it. And think about Kellen Mond. He's got great mobility. His ability to throw on the run, it leaves something to be desired. Like, he can drop some lasers and piss missiles, yes, but just pure scrambling, like Russell Wilson style, and then dropping a dime, we haven't seen much yet. I mean, we saw it at Texas A&M at times, but in the National Football League, it's been kind of tough. But he had Kinkenny open in the flat. He missed Jackson. He probably could have run for a touchdown. Who knows? But, I mean, if Mond had just gotten 6 there, would have felt a lot better about life. Sean Mannion Sean Mannion. He was fine. He missed a couple throws. His third drive was pretty decent. Ended up with points for the Vikings. So I don't think we learned much about Mannion. I think he just sort of is what he is at this point. But Kellen Mond had a massive opportunity in that spot. He really did. But we'll see what he can do second half. I think stars so far. I think Kinkenny getting things done on the ground. Kinkenny, he's a cheat code in terms of preseason, running with the twos, up against the twos. Yes. Also, Ty Chandler, man. It looks like he's being shot out of a cannon, just that burst. But also, we need to talk about that second team offensive line. They look really damn good. All right, so left to right, it's Oli Udoh, it's Ed Ingram, the rookie. It's Austin Schlottman, second team center, because Chris Reed is sitting down today. They got Kyle Big Hittin Hinton, the pride of Washburn University, at right guard, ahead of Wyatt Davis, by the way. And then at right tackle, you got Blake Brandel. And Brandel had a false start. Udoh got Mannion killed on a play. But overall, the second team offensive line looked really damn good, especially Ed Ingram and especially Austin Schlottman. I mean, should Schlottman be in the center 2 conversation? I mean, it's possible because Bradbury, he played the first 2 drives. He didn't look good, bad, or otherwise. Peeking behind the curtain. So when we do our winners and losers, this is how we do it throughout the game. So guys rise and fall, and then we just sort of sort that thing out right there. So we got the winners, we got the losers. So run for the losers first. Booth Jr., I mean, how do you have like 97 penalties, including how do you give up a 36-yard penalty and a 21-yard catch? It's kind of crazy, man. But Jesse Davis. So overall, on that sack of Mannion, where Malcolm Kuntz got to Mannion, we'll have to see it from a different angle, but it did feel like there was a pocket there when the Raiders went 0 blitz. So, I mean, part of that is on Mannion, part of that is on the offensive line, and a lot of people gave Bradbury a lot of guff about that sack, except I watched the replay. Again, TV angle is a TV angle, but it looked like it was Jesse Davis's guy, so yeah, not really a great 2 series for him. Sean Sullivan. So Sullivan may be one of the largest disappointments in training camp so far, and it carried over more. I mean, Mac Alexander was bad in the slot last year. I think we're seeing more of that. Troy Dye, I don't know why Troy Dye was handed the 3rd inside linebacker job. Like, he just got lost in coverage a couple times, took some bad angles on defense. The refs, I understand that they're trying to put an emphasis on the wrong syllable in terms of defensive holding and illegal contact, but if they call it this tight during the regular season, the game is going to be borderline unwatchable. I understand they're doing it to help benefit the offense, but I mean, the defenders and DBs have to have a chance, man. And Bradbury, he wasn't good or bad, so whatever. Purgatory. I mean, Kellen Mond, we'll see. Maybe he moves into winners. Maybe he moves into losers. Sean Mannion was fine. I think Mannion was. He is what he is in this spot. But yeah, Kinkenny 1, Chandler 2, Asamoah on the first punt return were Dan Jacena. By the way, Dan Jacena, all this talk about him being such a great punt gunner with his speed and stuff, he sure runs by a lot of tackles, just like Ole. Right. Asamoah did have a lane discipline breakdown. That's why they were able to get a decent return on that one. Starting defensive line of Armand for Watts, who got a sack. Diesel Dalvin, as well as Harrison Phillips, is just a man playing amongst boys out there. Second team offensive line, like we mentioned, especially Schlottman, especially Ed Ingram. O'Connell's play calling. Even though preseason, you're going to have your vanilla game plan in there. It does feel like he's got a good flow. It does feel like he's putting his QBs in opportune spots. And, of course, they've been running the ball very effectively, so love that. Jonathan Bullard, I do think that, say, Bullard and McGill are probably two of the better reserve defensive linemen. I think that they don't want to say locked to make the roster, but I think they're making a very good case. Lewis Cine had a couple of nice plays. He hasn't had any Lewis Cine stacking bodies moments yet, but what can you do there? Schlottman, like we mentioned, Tristan Jackson, close to a touchdown, to have a nice grab. Should have had a touchdown on the Kellen Mond drive where he was just wide open in the back of the end zone, and the Mond still floated one to Lake Mead. Yeah. Kyle Hinton's looking good on the second team. Had a really nice lead block for Kinkenny on a power run. Ed Ingram's looking good too. Patrick Jones second. Patrick Jones second, he's added a lot to his repertoire. Like, he does have an expansive amount of pass rush moves. The one where he got a pressure, but Wanham got the sack, but it was nullified by a penalty. The one where it was just a swipe and rip, and then he toasted the tackle, man. Like he's looking really, really good. So, overall, yeah, frankly, for a preseason, like I don't give two hoots about the score. Like I really don't. But Vikings down 10-6. Instead of Greg Joseph kicking chip shot field goals, why not go for it? Because you already know Greg Joseph is going to miss those chip shot or make those field goals because he's not because he he's going to make those chip shot field goals because this isn't Arizona, man. But let's see what your fourth down offense does. Let's see what your red zone offense does. Just give them a chance to make some plays. It's kind of rough. But, Kellen Mond should have had 2 touchdowns because, number one, on the BC Johnson out and up, the defender. You're calling all of these ticky-tacky penalties, but you don't call that one where the DB just grabbed BC when he's on the up portion of his route. It was a really good ball to the back pylon by Kellen Mond. Respect. BC should have come down with that one. Also, the deep comeback off a play action to ISM. Amir Smith-Marset got grabbed by the DB. ISM probably still should have come down with that ball, but it was a really good placement by Mond. So even though Mond, the Fran Tarkenton play is what sticks out about Mond, but he should have been 4 for 5 with a touchdown at least. But either way, Mannion's probably not going back in, so Kellen Mond is probably going to have the entire second half to himself, which is a good idea. So we'll see what happens there. But I think that overall, you're feeling a lot better about your offensive line depth. You're feeling a lot better about your defensive line, which was a big issue coming into this offseason. I think they're good to go. And also, I think Bullard and McGill are a couple of nice backups. Edge rusher is going to be fine. DJ's a stud. Patrick Jones seconds look good. I don't recall if anyone else has gotten out there on the edge. Plus, it was really neat just seeing Kinkenny and Ty Chandler out there, man, because we said it a bunch. Madison is probably going to leave in free agency, go somewhere where he can be an RB1 or close to an RB1. Love me Dalvin to death, but big contract as well as shelf life for running backs is what it is. So a starting tandem of smash and dash, thunder and lightning of Anwangu and Ty Chandler. Woo. Also throwing some Brian Koback in there for good measure. Why the hell not? Tristan D, $2 in the super chat. Should we trade for a backup quarterback this week? I don't think they've been that horrible, so I think they pause on that, especially if Mon can step it up in the second half. We'll see. Get rid of that. Yeah. Also, we do actually we need to add here. Let's see, 8 Ocho. So we had shades of D.D. Westbrook on ISM's punt return where he tried to field it over the shoulder, Willie May style. And we've said this 17,000 times. Just because a guy has the athletic ability to be a good kick returner, which ISM was at Iowa, it doesn't mean he has the skill set to be a punt returner because it's 2 different trajectories and also it's 2 different skill sets, completely different skill sets, right? So, there's a reason why ISM didn't return a single punt at Iowa And it's not because he doesn't have the skill set. That's why I do think that Jalen Nailor is going to win that job. And plus, if ISM is going to be the wide receiver 4, I mean, why have him out there as much? I mean, if Nailor is wide receiver 5, let him be punt returner. He'll be fine. He'll be good to go there. But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how things have gone so far. I like the play calling, even though it's the vanilla diet version. Mannion, was what he was. Overall, I think Kellerman leaves something to be desired. He left a couple plays out in the field, but a couple of them, weren't really on him. Kinkene and Ty Chandler were amazing. Let's see here. Receiver-wise, Tristan Jackson, like we mentioned. Zach Davidson had a nice grab, sure. I like that they played KJ for one play and then sat him. Makes a lot of sense, man. Defensively, DePaulo made a tackle. That's funny. Oh, Jordan Hicks made a really nice play on third down, I think on the first or second drive. Yeah, he's looked really good. And, I mean, just get him out of here. Like, we don't need to see any more Jordan Hicks. Yeah, that's all. But that's it. That's our speedy little 10-minute halftime report. We'll be back at the end of the game. Another little 10-15 minute thing. You guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. Skol